Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series.
So all the insults that people are insulting me in the internet, I am ready for them now. Because they don't slap me. Right now, I'm ready. Wherever they are, I am ready. But the funniest part, don't run. Don't run. You are insulting me in South Africa. This message for you. I'm coming to South Africa. I'll put you in where you are, where you belong. Hey! I'll come with my private jets. No. Just a joke apart. Joke apart. I'm personally, this is called a message to you. You are insulting me. The time is up. I will not fold my hands for you to insult. Because this time, Jesus said, we should not fold our hands again. Let us see. Before you insult me, you have to hold yourself, look at your back and hold yourself well. Prepare yourself for me. I am coming. When I'm coming, anything you see, whether you are the one that's stronger than, oh, you can take it. Whether I am the stronger than, I can take it. So get ready for me. I'm not threatening you, but I'm telling you that I am coming. Anywhere you are, Papa J is ready for anybody that insulting me. Are you hearing me? Hey! I am ready for those that who have insulted me. This message for all of you. Don't be surprised. Don't say he came and arrested me secretly. I am passing the message to you. No secrets. So you are insulting person in the office, sitting down one place. Then you also sit down that place and wait for me. Whether you can sit down in that place, let me see. I will tell you that I am from the Niger Delta.
I hear you, Papa. Hey!
So it will surprise you and it will shock you how much Jeremiah Omoto for fame is giving out. First, to try to do damage control on this case of baby testimony. And second, on trying to get Mr. PDT extradited to the nation of Nigeria, or to get Mr. PDT arrested, or in the worst case scenario, to get Mr. PDT taken out of the surface of the earth. The man has pumped out huge sums of money. Do you know how many bloggers have enriched themselves by promising Jeremiah Omoto for fame that they'll do damage control for him? But none of them has yielded any form of results. They have all dismally failed. Do you know how many politicians in Nigeria have promised Jeremiah Omoto for fame that they can pull their political strings to get Mr. PDT arrested here in South Africa using Interpol? I'm going to play a very short recording from Jeremiah Omoto's spiritual daughter, the one who does all the damage control for Jeremiah Omoto for fame, the one who's responsible for paying off anyone and everyone who brings about a solution to bring down Mr. PDT. Her name is Prophetess Disgraced. Most of you know her. She's behind all the chaos that has been happening of late. And in a recent voice recording that we listened to, she knows where the missing child is, and she knows where baby testimony is. So in this short recording that you will listen to, she was liaising with one of the people, be it a lawyer, a state agent, or whoever, who was promising her that we need 1.1 million to bring Mr. PDT from South Africa to Nigeria using Interpol. And everything that Disgrace does, he's doing it on behalf of Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Jeremiah Omoto for fame does not want to be on record doing these negotiations. So he always puts up front this Prophetess Disgrace, this disgraceful woman. Just listen to the short snippet of the conversation and let's analyze it after.
Okay, let's play this.
Network is not strong, so you will please explain it starting so I can understand.
Okay. Which country is that, sir?
Is in South Africa.
South Africa. So
yes.
They are going to obtain court order to declare him wanted. So based on that court order, with the petition that you people wrote, we will not forward it to Interpol. Interpol in Nigeria will not contact Interpol in South Africa. who we arrest him and bring him to Nigeria and hand him over to the police here at the airport in Nigeria.
Okay.
So for the process they will take from here now, the process the Interpol will take from here will cost them 800,000.
The Interpol in Nigeria.
Yes.
Are they going over there or how?
No, they will contact the Interpol in South Africa. That one will arrest him and put him in a plane coming to Nigeria.
Okay.
They will contact the Interpol in Nigeria to be waiting at the airport. As he's coming out, they will handcuff him and hand them over to the police immediately.
Okay, so which one is the 300,000?
The 300 is the lawyer that want to collect the court order. They will file a motion in the court, they will argue it and grant them order to declare him wanted.
Okay, needed court order first.
Yes, court order first.
Okay. And which one is the 800?
800 is for the Interpol Nigeria Interpol to go do all their processes.
Only Nigeria one.
Yes, they do it here and there. They are not those ones that will not be calling us to collect money now. They are this one that want to do all their processes and send to those people. So whatever the other one will take, they are this one that want to send to those one here.
Okay, the total now will be 1.1, right?
Yes.
The 1.1, I hope are we still paying for his flight?
And then we will pay for his flight. We'll pay for his flight.
We'll be the one that will pay for his flight?
Yes.
So how are we going to know when they caught him?
Immediately they are about to board him, they will call us. Then we will send the flight ticket to them.
Okay, they will be about to cut him first.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I'm coming so that all the payment will be done. All right.
Before I even look into this discussion, there's one thing that I want to alert to all the charlatans worldwide. You people are going to be exposed. All the things you have done behind the scenes are going to be exposed. And when your turn comes, this is just a warning to the other charlatans out there. Do not waste your money to bribe off people, to pay off people, or to try to silence anyone. There's one element of the truth that I wish if every charlatan could understand. You cannot keep it under cover. You cannot stop it when it wants to come out. You can't prevent the truth from reaching the surface when it decides to come out. This case of baby testimony is 3 years old. But because there is justice that needs to be served, it's only coming back after 3 years after the child was abducted. You can't suppress the truth. You can't stop the truth. You can delay it or you can kill the truth teller in an attempt to prevent the truth from coming out. But eventually, the truth will find another vessel that it will possess until it is out there. Just like in this case of baby testimony, there is literally nothing that Jeremiah Omoto Fofane and his entire team can try to do or can do to stop this case or to make this case be a bygone, as he prophesied in one of his sermons. So this was an agent, this was someone in the secret service in Nigeria, promising Jeremiah Omoto Fofane's daughter that we need 1.1 million to bring Prof X to Nigeria. But is the extradition of someone that simple? Yes, it sounds simple and it will make sense to Jeremiah Omoto Fofane because he's a desperate man. Because most of them are illiterates. If anyone comes to them and promises them that they will do this, they'll bring Prof X down, they'll do A, B, C, D, and E, they will pay the money with expectation of results. But ever since Jeremiah Omoto has been paying money to these people, none of them has managed to bring any form of results to him. Because this case on its own is a totally different case. And in the aspect of him bringing me down to Nigeria, let me educate Mr. Omoto. It's not as simple as this guy is saying. This guy just wants to take money from you. The process of extradition, it takes quite a lot than just submitting a court order to the Interpol in Nigeria and getting the Interpol in Nigeria called the Interpol in South Africa and the Interpol intervenes instantly and gets to arrest Mr. PDT and takes Mr. PDT to the airport, put him on a flight. He lands in Nigeria. The Interpol in Nigeria collects him, hands him over to the Nigerian police, and eventually hands Mr. PDT to Jeremiah Omoto for fame. That's not how it works. That's not how the system works. Maybe on the Nigerian side, it might work just the way that he has explained it. They might pay off the Interpol agents, personnel there, the 800,000, the 1.1 million, and their paperwork can be done. But handing it over to the South African government, it will take quite a lot. First of all, it has to be submitted, this request for extradition. Let me just give him a breakdown so that if anyone approaches him and promise him that they can deliver Mr. PDT on a silver platter under the guise of them being Interpol agents. I don't know why they have this respect for Interpol so much in Nigeria. They always say Interpol will do this. Interpol will do this. Interpol everywhere. Do you think Interpol will even consider this application? Let's say the Interpol in South Africa. Do you think they'll even consider this application of Jeremiah Omoto saying there's a guy in South Africa that is saying that I must release a missing child or a CCTV footage? What is the merit of Jeremiah Omoto's case? Okay, why does Jeremiah want me arrested? Why does he want me extradited to Nigeria? What crime or offense have I committed? Those are the first things that Omoto for fame should think on his own before he starts paying off people to carry out this operation for him. What crime did I really commit? To ask for a CCTV footage? To demand for baby testimonies justice? Or to call him a false prophet? I can back up everything that I've said. Okay, I can say I defamed his character or I'm defaming his character. Frankly, Omoto has no character to preserve that I can defame. None of these charlatans have a character to be defamed. They are all criminals. They are a bunch of criminals. They are imposters. Every description that I bring forth about them, it's accurate, 100%, which I can stand in court and defend myself. And this is a religious debate. And if I say Omoto is a false prophet, if you want to sue me for that, I have my proof to prove it that he's a false prophet. He fakes miracles. I have my proof to prove it, that he is faking miracles. These defamation claims, they only work in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very lawless country. It allows any form of abuse of power. Ruth Matthew is being arrested, was arrested for defaming, according to Jeremiah Omoto for fame and the Commissioner of Police, for defaming Jeremiah Omoto for fame. You don't get arrested for that here. Police does not get involved in a case like that here for you to get arrested because you defamed someone's character. But in Nigeria, someone can be picked up. Cassie was arrested. He spends time in prison by Interpol agents. They are a disgrace, those agents that Jeremiah Omoto used, the Interpol ones, to go and arrest Cassie on this case. They are a disgrace that if law is to be put into place, those personnel from Interpol, they must be brought to book because they abused power. They abused their offices. Ruth Matthew was in prison, was arrested by Jeremiah Omoto's police for claiming that she defamed Jeremiah Omoto's character. In SA, all those things don't apply, man. That's just money that is going down the drain, money that he should be using to help this woman called Ruth Matthew to find a child if he is not the one who abducted baby testimony. So if anyone comes again to you, Omoto for fame, and promise you that they will use Interpol to arrest Mr. PDT, just know that they're lying to you. They can't do it. It's a lie. It's a very big lie. If they explain the process as they have explained it, just know that they're just trying to con you. Your application in SA, it has to reach a central authority. And the central authority is a board in each and every country, within each and every country, that handles all the incoming and all the outgoing extradition requests. And in the case of South Africa, I know in most countries, the central authority, it is the office of the Attorney General. But here in South Africa, the office of the Central Office or the Legal Justice Authority, it is the Ministry of Justice. So before we even talk about Interpol arresting me, that request of your extradition of Mr. PDT must first reach the Department of Justice, the Ministry of Justice. And the Ministry of Justice will now evaluate, will now cross-examine, to now do all the assessment to see if there's a crime that was committed. and also put in place the issue of double criminality, the principle of double criminality, to see if a crime in Nigeria is also a crime in South Africa, so that they can be able to execute or enforce the South African law to get Mr. PDT arrested. When they do that assessment, I do not know what will be in your request to extradite Mr. PDT, or the crimes that you'll be saying Mr. PDT committed against the false prophet of Nigeria, Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Once they evaluate that and then they find merit in your extradition report or request of Mr. PDT, they'll now take it first to the Minister of Justice. And the Minister of Justice is going to look at it from a political angle, from a political view, to see if there is any form of treaty between South Africa and Nigeria. Are there any bilateral agreements between South Africa and Nigeria, just so that he can give his political blessing to this extradition request that you would have brought to the office of the Minister of Justice? When the Minister of Justice gives a green light to this extradition request, then he gives it back to the department. And the department now is inclined to collaborate with SAPS, with the police, with the South African police, to issue a warrant of arrest for Mr. PDT. And when this warrant of arrest is issued, it does not mean Proff is getting arrested. It's just an invitation to prosecution. And then the prosecutors of the Ministry of Justice, now they will have to take me to court here in SA first. And then I'll also bring my legal team to come and contest the request. And will be brought before the magistrate. And the magistrate will cross-examine the case. And the reason why it is being brought to the magistrate is because the magistrate wants to find out if there is sufficient evidence to link Mr. PDT to the crimes that are being purported by the agents that Jeremiah Omoto would have sent through the Ministry of Justice. If the judge cannot be convinced with the evidence that Jeremiah Omoto has against Mr. PDT, the magistrate will rule all this case useless. Because in the case of Jeremiah Omoto for fame, I don't know the evidence that he has against me that is sufficient or that can suffice for Mr. PDT to be taken to Nigeria. And my legal team, that's where it comes in now, to see if okay, let's say there's crime that was committed. If Mr. PDT is going to be taken to Nigeria, is going to be arrested and taken to Nigeria, is going to be extradited to Nigeria, and is going to appear in a court in Nigeria, is Mr. PDT safe to appear in a court in Nigeria? Considering all the threats that I've received so far from Nigerians that they want to do ABCD to me, is Nigeria safe for Mr. PDT to go and be subjected to the courts of Nigeria? Yes or no? If we find out that it's not safe, obviously Mr. PDT will be judged and the case will be done here. The extradition process, this is just the first step. There are so many other steps that comes after that. So Omoto, do not allow yourself to be fooled. Do not allow these people to take advantage of you, because right now you are at your weakest. You are very desperate. No matter who the Interpol come, no matter the rank of the Interpol agent who comes to you and say they can do it, it's not as easy as they'll make it sound. They just want to take money from you, because you're very gullible as well when it comes to paying off and trying to silence matters of this nature. Extradition, it's a good thing that you can try or attempt, but I can promise you, 1 million times, you don't have the capacity to get it done. You are in a contest with a shark, with an entirely different shark. I'm above your pay grade, Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Let's start there. I'm not your mate. Let's just start there and leave it there. And the reason why I'm just bringing this to your attention is to make sure that Jeremiah Omoto for fame does not waste money on useless people, or paying off these useless people that are going and promising him that they can dissolve this case. The money that is wasting, and these are the people that are causing Omoto not to release baby testimony. All these Interpol, these politicians, these Abega politicians around him, all these police and all these advisors of him, They are the ones who are supporting him and giving him false confidence and false hope that this case will be a bygone. That no, we'll get rid of Prof X, this case, baby testimony, what, forget about it, leave it. So we have to address all these things around Jeremiah Omoto for fame and all these fake promises that are being brought to his table, that are making him a little bit comfortable, hoping that some of them will come to pass. Omoto for fame, if I were you, I would do the right thing now. Because we are going to drag you until you release this boy. Until you release baby testimony, you never know peace in your life. You never know rest. Your friend Bushiri is there, hiding in Malawi, another criminal that ran away from South Africa after committing crimes. And the attitude of South Africa towards these false prophets, it's very, very, very strict. So think twice. You even made a video this other time that you're coming to South Africa. And I've been waiting ever since for your appearance in South Africa. I'm sure you made that video after these people made you believe that they can get me extradited or they can get me arrested. Now look, for how many months have passed now ever since you made that video threatening me? You are still silent. You have not made a single move. You are stuck hiding in your cocoon. They're hiding in your corner. Where is your private jet now in SA? When did it land? Is it going to land? I don't think so. So be a walk, Jeremiah Omoto. Discard all these people around you. Cut them off. They don't wish you well. They want to see your downfall. And I'm here to try to preserve you from falling down. And my condition is that you release baby testimony and we'll be done with you. That's all I'm asking from you. And I'll pardon you as a brother. So do not waste money on these little people coming to you promising you things that will never happen. Just make up your mind and do the right thing as you had done in March 27th, when you made that prophecy that in 4 days, the missing boy will be found. Do it and you'll see. You'll be a free man. So with that being said, I'll check you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.